Hello and welcome to the anniversary episode of Pub Suds and Grubs presents
The Speakeasy. Happy anniversary.
It is our anniversary. It only took 1 year to get here.
Congrats, guys.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
And we have Jay back on. And Jay has done quite a few episodes with us, and we thought it would be a great idea to have him on here with us. So.
It's an honor. Thank you.
We said it in the past. Originally, it was supposed to be a trio.
Yes.
But, somebody got a little...
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me... Regarding that, I remember getting like a drunken text at like
Was it drunken?
midnight. We're doing podcasts! And I'm like...
In September of 2020.
You were drinking
September 2020.
at a bar, right?
We just
Yeah.
drafted
Where were
our
you?
fantasy teams. We were at Grasshoppers in Lincoln Park or around that area.
Was it or
Is that
Mothers?
Lincoln Park?
It was Mothers.
Mothers
Ale
Ale
House?
House?
Yeah, Mothers. And we
Got
yeah.
drunk and decided we're actually going to do this, I guess. And then said, Jay, we want you to be part of it. And
Well, that's not how I remember it.
Oh.
You guys were talking about it, and you brought it up to me, and I was like, I'm in. We'll do the three of us.
Jay never seemed like he was 100% on board with it, though. So
I wasn't sure I was going to be able to make most episodes.
it was a commitment
which is
issue.
true.
Jay has
Well,
commitment issues, I think.
I think that was our whole thing. I mean,
Yeah.
we didn't know if we were going to be able to commit to this. I didn't know if I was going to commit to this.
Yeah.
Coming here, we're in Ken's basement. You know,
Yeah.
it's not an easy.
I'm not
trek.
around the corner. It's about almost an hour drive for John every time he comes here.
But we did it, man.
We're making it work.
Wow.
Freaking did it.
If we got to record a couple episodes once in a while in one shooting or whatever, we'll
Yeah,
do it. And
we did it.
and that's the way it works.
We made it work, and now this show is a part of our. Our
We were
lives.
supposed to
Has
take
it-
a break after this too, but we don't know if that's going to happen.
I don't want to, you know.
Yeah.
Has it been all like smooth sailing? It's been good from the beginning, or you guys get into any fights? Anything?
No, I think.
No, we
I
did
think for the
pretty. I
most
think
part,
we did quite
we
the opposite.
agreed
People
on-
that see
yeah.
we agree too much on things.
Yeah, I've had that people.
So, but we have some stories that we're going to share in a little bit. But we're doing something special this episode. We are doing. Hopefully, we don't get too tipsy. We are doing some of our favorite brewery beers,
Right.
or breweries, and then we're having a beer that's going to represent that brewery. So it doesn't mean it's our favorite beer from that brewery, but it's something that
Mine.
represents
Right.
our favorite breweries and our favorite distillery for bourbon and rye. We got a rye in there too as well for
Yeah.
each of us.
We each picked our own bourbon. We each picked our own brewery, and we brought the beers.
Yes, we did, and because we have quite a few things going on, I think we should jump right into our first beer right now.
Well, I think we should start with the bourbon, and let's use the.
Oh,
let's
yes.
change it up a little bit.
That's what we did say. Yes, that was Jay's idea, and we said that's an awesome idea to switch it up. So let's do that. All right.
starting with the
Thanks for the reminder, John. I totally forgot we had discussed that. We were going to do
He
that.
was so excited.
I know.
So this is the E.H.
this
Taylor
is bourbon
small
IPA.
batch.
So this is John's pick, E.H. Taylor. He loved this small batch so much,
What's
he
the
said, I
proof
want
on
on the
that?
show. Well, it's all bottled in
bottled in
bonds.
bonds.
Yeah, all E.H. Taylor, with the exception of our barrel proof, is bottled in bonds. It's a solid, not super high in alcohol content,
Right.
but it's still a solid proof.
My wheelhouse type of.
John's
alcohol.
wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And this is from our Buffalo guys at Buffalo Trace.
Make sure it's a little easy, right?
Whoa,
We
that's
got
a
three
good
of them
pour.
coming. Yeah, what are you doing?
I'll give you a little more because that's your.
Oh, is that what you do? Yeah.
yeah,
thanks.
yeah, sure.
Appreciate it.
So
So interested what the burn rate's going to be on that.
yes, so we're doing our format's a little bit different today because it is our anniversary episode, and we said let's
1,000 episodes?
1,000. We will be lucky to get there. We hope we do at some point. What would that be? We're at 50 episodes. How many years?
Yeah, that's a long way away.
Will he still be alive?
Long way away.
Yeah.
We might be in recovery by then.
So some of these we've actually had on our show before, but we don't care because it's a special anniversary edition. We don't have a script today. Actually,
Nope.
we're kind of just going with the flow, enjoying some beers. A couple of guys enjoying some beers and bourbons, and celebrating our 1 year.
Yeah, and thank you to the fans. I guess we can call them fans because we do have a number of people that follow us. And listen
Subscribers,
every week.
fans, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
People might not be fans, but still subscribe.
So subscribe.
Have we
like
gotten any comments in the 1 year?
it. This is the one.
This is
year.
the 1
Yeah,
year.
we have to wait and see.
All right, so there's still a
What
chance.
Jay means is, guys, please leave
Please
a comment.
comment. He
for the
wants
1 year.
comments for 1 year.
Wish us a happy anniversary.
Now-
Hold on. Let me write one down. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Happy anniversary, Ken.
Happy anniversary,
Thanks
love.
for joining us,
John.
Jay.
All right.
Congrats, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
John.
happy for you guys.
I like that.
I can see why you like that one, John.
I like it.
It's such a good one.
That's good.
Yeah.
I remember talking about this when we did it. I don't know who the H is, the Colonel, but he did pretty good.
And this was, I'll be honest with you, this wasn't a process of, like, we went back and forth with what bottles we put up here. We had Antique 107 on there, and then Jay was kind of like, no, I kind of like the Michters Rye better. I don't know. We're rolling all over the place. John started with an Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, no, but that small batch was awesome.
Well, actually, it started with the Van Winkle, but
yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to.
Well,
that's for the 10-year anniversary.
Yes.
Yeah, that's for the 1,000th episode.
yeah, exactly. And then, but we'll talk more about those in a little bit. I'll tell you about mine and my picking there and the reason I picked mine. But yeah, awesome.
Awesome bourbon. Awesome show.
Yeah.
I'm excited that we lasted this long. And like
Yeah.
Jay said, he acts like you ever fired. We
Yeah,
have been on the same page since day one.
Yeah, we
which is
have.
kind of scary.
We have been. Yeah.
Is it like a marriage?
I think it's better than a marriage because I can leave at night. I don't have to sleep. with
Yes. And
Mm.
yes. Yes, he's my work husband.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nah, but
podcast husband.
all kidding aside, though, I think, like, this is what I think. What do you think the reason is? I think Ken was the initial person behind all this.
Well,
I
100%.
think it was
He
just
puts
a
in
reason to hang out with his
99% of the work.
friends and drink.
Yeah, I just needed
Is
a
that-
reason to drink and get my friends out here to visit.
I mean,
I
listen.
mean, is it or no?
I don't. Okay, so you guys have seen. I was a big part of creating Pub Suds and Grubs, the Instagram page, and then I have like beer Facebook groups and stuff. So it's something that I've been kind of into is just getting people to talk about beer, share. It's something I have a passion for, and podcast was something that was kind of new to me. And I was like, wait, you can talk about this. And I'm like, this seems so interesting.
Everybody's doing it.
I was intrigued.
And it's,
Yeah.
it's very intriguing. It's like the new thing.
Yes. So before we started this, John actually was on maybe an episode of one of his friends'
one of my
Oh, really?
podcast. So he knew a little bit about it. John, your stepson, was doing a podcast for quite some time.
Yes, he
What was it about? Like,
the one I did with my friend, it was a wrestling episode. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was something that he had.
I'll shout him out. Kevin Grum, Big Stupid Podcast.
Yeah, they're not doing it anymore at the moment, right? They're
I don't
taking
know.
a
I think they
break.
might be
or-
on break, yeah. But Big Stupid Podcast, you can just watch
Is
them.
that why you're so good at this? Because you had all that practice?
No, I'm just a handsome, outgoing guy.
This is true. And so John knew a lot about it, and which was definitely a plus because I did know a lot about it. So, and John and I, like, we mesh well when it comes to talking, BSing, anything. I really wanted to get him on the bourbon page, hence the reason why we started the segment, getting John to like bourbon in our
Right.
first episode. Check out our first episode to see what I'm talking about.
I think
And
that was a good experiment. And
yeah, it was fun.
It didn't last, and then when it was done, it was like, all right,
It was like
bourbon.
It was like 10 episodes. It was 10 episodes in, and I'm like, all right, John, I think we're there.
Yeah,
now.
Well, one of the things I liked the best was like John was like, I'm going out. That night didn't end that well. We talked about that, but he was so excited to like order a bourbon, order a
and I had
mixed
6 of
drink.
them.
And he's like, well, what should I get? What should I get?
Oh, we
I
talked
want
about
one
that.
neat.
Yes.
But like, it was so cool to see you excited to order.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah,
texting
true.
you guys that night. I'm like, I'm drinking
order
this.
this.
I'm drinking that.
He's
Yeah.
taking a picture of the
Yeah,
menu, he's sending
yeah.
it to us. That's cool.
He ended up with a concussion,
And I
and
ended up with a
uh,
concussion in the
that's-
hospital.
his head was bruised up, and
Due to the show. Cheers.
yeah, I think it was.
So it's Ken's fault once again.
I mean, now I'm in liquor stores and I'm going down the bourbon aisle before I go down the beer aisle, and I'll send Ken like a picture, and be like, "How was this?" And he's like, and then I'll send him a note, like, "Oh, go for it."
Go for certain ones, certain things.
Jay,
Yeah.
Jay picked me up a bottle of Eagle Rare once. He called me up and goes, "I came."
Which
in
is
for
a
bottle of
very
Eagle
nice
Rare."
gift for Jay to do that because now Eagle Rare's becoming even harder and harder to find.
Yeah.
So
I didn't give it to him. He paid.
Well, no, but
Cost.
he found it
For a good price.
and he
Yes.
picked it up for me.
Yes, and Jay did not overcharge him, which was probably nice.
Ken,
too,
let
as
me
well.
ask you a question. What if John goes to, say, ShopRite Liquors in NA or Lyndhurst or wherever, and he sees something like, is this any good? And it's marked down, and it's like a really good bottle that's $600, or you're going to be like, nah, but just pick it up for me.
Yeah. Then he would know.
Yeah.
He's a bright fella.
Yeah.
He'll get it. But this is an awesome one, which I'm happy John picked this one because
Yeah, haven't had this in a while.
A go-to.
I'm always still nervous when I pick something, or if I see something in the store, you guys are gonna make fun of me.
Fighting cock.
Like
Fighting cock.
I haven't tried it, so I can't comment.
So it's cool, starting with the bourbon. It's a little bit different.
And honestly, if we didn't start this show, I would see you, 6 times a year?
Yeah, we wouldn't see each other nearly as much. And
So-
it's
We
nice.
used to always see each other at beer festivals, and we don't do that
We
as
don't do
much.
much.
No, not as much. But we are going to see Tim Reynolds.
We are going to see Tim Reynolds in Morristown.
in Morristown. We're trying to get this.
Trying to pressure me into it.
Jay goes, I don't like Tim Reynolds. I'm like, I don't even know what he
He
plays.
goes, I don't like Dave Matthews. I was
Oh.
like, he's not going to be there, dude.
The whole band.
And then I go to
It's not
Jay.
the same.
I go to Jay, but you told us to go to Chris Stapleton, and we went in New York, and we're not Chris Stapleton
No,
fans. He's like, I knew you were going to say that.
I saw the freaking Avid brothers. Come
Yeah,
on,
they're
man.
good, but that's a
But I
valid.
didn't know them.
That's a valid point.
Didn't know
Yes,
them.
but it was also.
But, like,
Just live music
think
out with my friends.
it was also a free ticket too.
Well, yeah, if you would have charged me for that,
I was like, I'm not going to.
But I think it's better, like, you don't know who this, like, a band is, and then you're going into it, as opposed to, I know their music, I
no, you
don't
don't.
like it.
No, you don't. You know Dave Matthews Band. This is not Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah,
this
it's
is
a lot
TR3.
different. Yeah, it's a lot
Can
different.
you send me,
This
like,
is jazz
a YouTube
rock.
video
Yeah,
or
when the show's over, I'll
Yeah,
put it
No,
on.
right now.
No,
No,
we get too many copyright issues lately.
Wait, so
Anytime there's music, like our last episode, or no, it was 2 episodes ago, we had us at Dubco, and we got copyrighted because there was music in the background that was playing. I'm like, man, what's this? All this copyright stuff.
let me ask you guys, like, what has happened over the years? Like, learn any things you learned from, mistakes?
Well, I'm going to say this. Ken is probably 99.9% of this show. He does the editing. I was originally posting, like, the Spotify. He was doing YouTube. Now he's doing it all because
I gave up on John.
we switched release days, and that's, like, the busiest day of my life.
That's what I
just
figured.
can't get to it. So, or I just don't remember.
Oh, from Mondays to Tuesdays.
He would text me on Sunday. He's like, "Oh, it's in the Dropbox." I'm like, "All right, cool." Now I don't get anything. I'm just like, all right.
Like,
Oh, you
depends.
do it all?
But he does it all.
Because it's easy. The uploading for the audio is easy on Anchor or whatever, or Spotify.
So I
whatever.
listen to Spotify, but I think I'm one of the few. But when there's a certain, like, the Power Hour one, you have to watch that on
You
video.
have
I
to
think it
watch
was
that.
only
There's
on
certain
video.
episodes that you need to watch.
Well, we didn't put that one on audio.
The
I think-
Halloween one,
Yeah.
I watch because, like, you
When
guys,
there's like food involved, you want to watch that because you want to see
Yeah.
what you're looking at.
Yes, we will. Yeah, when we put our food up, we
Nothing
always
more
put it
than
out
the
there.
two guys going,
what do, like, what do you have, like, 400,000 viewers? Like, what do they watch? Like, on
total
YouTube?
or on one shot.
I-
No, I mean, listen, the YouTube algorithm is strange. One episode can have 250 to 300 viewers. The next episode's going to do 50 to 60.
well, that's
Yeah.
when Ruben's on.
I can't figure it out.
I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know
YouTube
if it's
likes
what we're
Ruben.
drinking, if it's what people are looking up. I don't know. We're
Yes.
still new to it.
Our Troon episode got a lot more views.
Our Troon episode exploded.
Yeah.
Really?
And then a couple
Who
of
was
weeks
on
ago,
that one? Just you two?
yeah, it was just us.
Because I noticed when Ruben was on, there was a lot of views.
Yeah, Ruben has got a lot of viewers.
I think Ruben, he knows a lot of people, so he shares when we do it,
Yeah,
and they want
yeah.
to check
So
out.
a lot of that has a
Ruben's
lot to do with it.
Yeah.
To get, we don't want to get too technical with all this stuff.
No.
Because,
And I mean, when I post our episodes on Instagram and put my stories, I'm always tagging tasting bourbon.
Yeah.
Because you have followers, and we want your
yes, but
And
he
I'm
has
not-
to share it though.
I usually do.
which he doesn't.
Yeah. So
And I've had dozens and dozens of people over the last few weeks
yeah.
that have asked me to be friends on Instagram. I made my Instagram public so that people can see my tags. And
See, I'm the opposite. I because I have the Pub Suds and Grubs page.
Well,
I don't include my personal information
the
anywhere.
actual one question that I've gotten from people is,
Mm.
how come our episodes aren't on Pub Suds and Grubs Instagram page? You do it as a story, but the story
Yeah.
goes away within a couple of days.
Yeah.
It's not on your main page.
Is it hard to make, like, a
Um,
link to it?
I don't know if maybe because you didn't want to put the two together.
Huh.
I've had that question a couple times.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
But
Someone
this is the
left
first.
a comment?
I think this is the first time you're hearing that. So.
I don't think I've ever brought it up because I
Yeah.
didn't want to, or I didn't even think about it. But now,
Yeah.
I guess now that we're talking,
Maybe I should.
Way to put him on the spot.
Yeah, thanks.
no, I didn't mean to put it on the spot. I had a couple. I don't know how to answer.
So back to John. Thanks, John. But anyways, back to John.
Here.
We're gonna do John's. So we're doing John's picks first, and John's picks were the E.H. Taylor. And now what are we doing
We're
here?
working our way in.
Yes,
John J. Just like we were saying.
exactly.
John J.
Mundo.
So I actually, one of my favorite breweries is Equilibrium.
All
I
right.
love their beer, and that's the beer I picked today to bring on the show.
Yes.
And this one is called Moongazer.
Ooh.
It is a double IPA. I don't think you guys have. I'm not sure if you guys have had it. When I checked in, I didn't see your names there.
I don't think so. How much of a Moongazer?
It's 8. This is 8%. It looks like you though, sitting in front of me a little bit.
If I don't have hair like
Spiky
that.
hair.
You used to.
So this is an 8% IPA,
Yeah.
and Equilibrium is always a
Well, John, pick
Thanks,
beer,
John.
pick Johnny.
happy
Cheers!
anniversary.
Happy anniversary again. Let's see how this one is. Tropical.
Equilibrium-ish.
Yeah,
It's good.
Very tropical.
I like that.
Pretty good,
Pineapple all the way, man. Getting that.
right? That's what I feel like every time I drink an Equilibrium.
Yeah,
Pineapple is the first word that
pineapple,
comes to
man.
mind.
Yeah.
So, how do I say this in a non? Most of the times when I watch the show, I'm like, "Is there any beers?"
Besides, you
Besides
can
that,
say onions or something.
is there any time where you're like, you don't like something because you always seem to like it? That you're like, I don't want to talk bad about the people because you know they work hard doing what they do.
We've been pretty honest, I think.
I think in the beginning we were like that.
Yeah.
The longer we've been doing it, we've been getting more and more honest.
Yeah.
And
It's not necessarily putting down. Yeah, we're not
No.
putting down the brewery. We're
No.
putting down the drink
The
sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
everybody can make a bad batch of something.
Yeah.
Right? A few weeks ago, we had a hard tea from Magnify. We're not hard tea drinkers.
Yes.
We did not
To
like
give
it.
them the benefit of the doubt. Yes.
We didn't smile and say, and then dump it.
Johnny thought
we
I
were
farted.
completely honest. I thought he farted. It smelled awful.
I remember that.
We were
That made
completely
me
honest.
laugh.
But when we had Thanksgiving and hot gravy over the holiday,
I missed those. Those are good.
Yeah,
those are
they're
great.
very good.
Those are
I
great.
had them on
So,
Thanksgiving
what
as
do you
well.
think of this one? What do you think?
Honestly, I like this.
It's good.
You know, I'm into that pineapple-y taste.
I think Jay's getting at. He wants to comment on it. What is it,
No,
Jay?
go
What do you
ahead.
think?
You don't have
What do you
to.
think? What do you
I
think?
don't-
Tell us, Jay.
I don't know
What
why
do you
though. I
want?
kept the smells of these beers have just been good today. I don't know if my sniffer is on today, but right, they like extra smell really good.
To me, I got that pineapple juice. Like, I get...
There's definitely like a.
And I like that. When there's
Fruity.
no lactose and you get that fruit in there, I like
Mhm.
that.
I have a weird thing with Equilibrium sometimes when I don't like one of their beers, which is rare. They have a lot of good beers. I get like a cabbagey smell and taste to it. I don't know
Not
why.
Equilibrium. That was that Equilibrium or was that other half you would say was good?
No.
That was Equilibrium?
Yeah, Equilibrium.
I thought you
don't
said
know why.
onion. I thought you said oniony on Equilibrium.
There's some beers that I have. I love them. They have like a oniony.
Such a
almost
horrible description.
I always say like right, like
I got you.
winey, grapey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What was it? What I say like 2 weeks ago, a week ago? Vanilla.
Vanilla-y.
I don't know. There's like one sometimes when it's like marijuana-y.
Marijuana.
I love that taste. Like that.
I do too.
I don't know why.
I know what
Like,
you're
it
saying.
smells like marijuana, and it just.
I do too.
And I'm not a pothead or anything. It's just like that
Yeah, certain
Dank-
beers.
dankness.
Yeah. Certain characteristics.
But no, this is good. I like this.
I agree.
Yeah, good choice, John.
Good choice.
Hey, I mean,
Hooray, John!
Equilibrium is something you can get around here, right? But it's always the usual, the photon, the
What a cool
MC
spot,
squared,
though.
and the brewery itself is awesome. Good food.
Yeah.
We don't get up there as
Cornhole.
much because it's up there. But
Yeah.
Yeah, Middletown, New York. Yeah.
But like on the East Coast, put it up there with, all the good.
They
beers
can
that
compete
we
with the
drink.
best.
they can do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Upstate New York breweries, man, they got it going on.
Yeah.
I'll keep saying it. Even though I'm a Jersey guy, the upstate breweries have got it going on.
Yeah. Especially recently we had the Dupco, Tim Barn,
Yeah,
John
I got the
Lands,
Tim Barn
District
right now.
96.
Got the
Yeah.
Drown Lands, yeah.
Just.
I got the Drown Lands under the Tim Barn. We love our upstate New York.
Yeah.
breweries.
Yeah, they've been on the show decent amount, but
Yeah.
that's what we drink. So why not bring it?
So, yeah, I mean,
Ken, I think you're happy about my pick here, the next one.
oh, yeah. So I would put your pick and my pick, I would interchange those any day.
Really?
Absolutely.
But let me ask you, the bourbon as opposed to they're both
So between the Michters
10-year.
bourbon and the Michters
Right.
bourbon.
Right.
So, okay, so the Michters 10-year bourbon versus the 10-year rye.
right.
Rye all the way.
Yeah.
And there's a price tag. This one actually is usually about $25 to $50 more.
Yeah.
Just because.
John, what do you think that bottle costs, and what do you think it costs on the secondary market?
Which one?
The Michters
The
10.
Michters? The Michters, I'm going to say, is probably a $95 to $100 bottle.
Yes. Good
And you
job.
could probably get a good $350 for it on the secondary market.
$250.
$250. And then
Depends on who you're selling it to.
$250, and then
Sure.
it's I would say it's more like 100, 150. Probably.
Is it?
Yeah.
You're pretty close.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
job. So you're learning so
All right,
much.
I'm trying.
So we're gonna do a little Michters 10-year rye. And now that
It's all right. You can still. This is our anniversary.
This is going to be a bad
Is
episode.
this a power hour?
anniversary? Happy anniversary! Happy
Happy
anniversary! John, let me see your glass.
No,
buddy.
you can keep the beer.
I'll do a little. Don't
Buffalo
worry.
Soldier.
You see, the more expensive bottles get smaller pours.
Yes.
There you go, John.
Wait, because
It's
it's
like
mine.
John picked H. Taylor. I'm going to fill around and try and get rid of that bottle.
I get a little more because it's my pick.
All right.
You agree?
That's funny.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Then he fills the glass up for himself.
Now,
Oh, it went easy.
I went easy, just like.
So, what is this? What's the proof on this one?
Okay, so the 10-year rye is 46.4% alcohol. So it's actually less than the typical bottle of Bond. So 92.8 proof.
See, you'll be okay with this.
And as you know,
2.8? These numbers are weird.
John, do you know how many years this was aged for?
What is it? A bottle and bond?
No,
I
just
didn't hear what you said.
this particular.
17 years.
Well, it is Michters 10-year rye.
I thought it was a 17. Oh, that was the Weller.
What?
No, the Weller was 107.
John, what color is an orange?
Yellow.
Could be.
Let's
cheers.
cheers this one. Johnny, Jay, let's see.
What's funny is when our buddy Tom, when he went to Nashville and stuff, we stopped at Nashville Distillery or Brewery, whatever the hell they call it.
You got a white
Distillery.
claw? Did he get a white claw?
Barrel. Nashville
You got a
Barrel.
barrel of white claws?
But he didn't realize that he liked rye. Every time we tried all different ones, he's like, "What is this? This
It's
is
like
really good."
John.
I'm like, "You like
Yeah.
rye?
What's
It's
the
like-
conclusion of everything we've been drinking? That I like rye.
John,
What do you think of
likes
that?"
ryes.
So that's
I
like
think it's really good.
smooth, right?
It's freaking awesome. Yeah.
You get any burn on that?
Jay, why Michters 10-year rye? Is there anything about it that just stands out for you? Is there something that
He doesn't have it. You had it, so he wanted to have it.
Oh, he's had it before.
I finished the
Well,
bottle.
he doesn't
not
have it
so
at
long.
home, though.
Yeah, I
He
just
saw it on
finished.
Yeah, he doesn't have it home anymore, so he
It's true,
finished
I
his.
finished it.
So
It's so smooth. I think it's just
yeah.
like when you pay a little bit more, like it's not crazy expensive, but I'm like it's so
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah.
I don't know, just smooth, good taste, like well rounded.
Very good choice, Jay.
No,
A
very
little
good
bit
choice.
better than John's small.
Thanks, just a wee bit. A wee bit.
Sorry, Colonel.
Yeah. I mean,
They don't mean it.
yeah. So we had some funny stories, right, that we wanted to talk about. About. It's our anniversary episode. We were like, let's have fun with this. Let's talk about some funny times, funny episodes.
My funniest story involves this guy.
What I
All
do?
right.
Dipshit number 1. First episode he was ever on.
Yeah.
Oh, I brought in the smoked beer.
You
that
brought in
episode.
a beer that we were so excited to
Oh,
show
it was
everybody,
really
dude.
good. It was like delicious.
Yeah, we actually
Because
thought
we
it was going to
hated
be
it growing
horrible.
up. It was
I was
good.
trying to punish you guys, and it was really good.
Jay did his research before the episode. He's like, I want to do something special.
He came in all wise ass. Guess what I got? You guys are gonna hate it.
Yeah, and it was delicious.
And
It was an episode that we actually never aired.
No. Why? Why didn't we air?
We couldn't hear Jay's voice the whole
I don't know
episode.
if he kicked the
So it wasn't just that.
or he talked like this. Joey Jay
Well,
started talking.
my chair was so low, I looked like I was a midget.
He did.
Yes. Yes.
Jay was like this.
So it wasn't just that.
I was talking like this.
He's like, hey guys.
So when we record these episodes, there's two forms of audio. We used to use a shotgun mic from the camera, and that was our audio. Now we just actually use our audio straight from the microphone, the way you're supposed to do it, the non-lazy. I mean, the non-lazy way. So I will actually layer over this audio over the video, and you get the best audio out of it that we can do at this moment with the equipment we have. So what happened was that crappy shotgun mic had a constant buzzing, so we couldn't use the audio from that. So we had to use strictly this audio from the microphone, and Jay was kind of very faint and talking.
Was it my fault?
It wasn't your fault. It was the first time you ever did it.
Yeah, it was the first
And it's-
podcast.
I was a little shy.
When you talked to him,
Yeah.
and then you talked
Yes.
to me instead of doing this way
Yes.
and this way.
What we have learned, it was partially my fault
It's
as
hard
well
in the
because
middle.
I adjust the volume.
Actually, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it is much harder in the middle. But so I have our own. Each one of us has our own individual volume. John's is a little bit lower than mine because I seem to be loud. Jay's is like way louder than everyone right now because we're trying to.
Wasn't Ruben's a little low? And I think
Ruben just talks loud. His is at the lowest. But he just yells.
I think I have Ruben's on mute.
and,
still hear him. And you can hear him, but no. But so we had to scrap that episode. So that was an interesting.
It was.
Another interesting
and
story.
that was in the beginning, so you were very nervous about that.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? We can't use this episode. And in the end, I'm like, guys, we got to scrap the episode.
Yeah.
Was it good? Like
it was a good.
It was a good episode. Yeah, maybe someday I can try to work it out.
Maybe someday we just get that beer and do it again.
Yeah,
I can like dub my voice over it. It'll be like,
it'll be like a Japanese Godzilla.
Yes. And then not too long ago. John and I were filming. So I have my camera has a little SD card, so you have your memory in there. I typically try to empty it all out before we record, just to make sure there's always enough room. So what happened was I copied all the information, put it on an external hard drive, and I didn't delete it off the SD card. So me and John were filming, and John's like, "What's wrong?" Because I had this look on my face. I'm like, "John." I'm looking at the camera. I'm like, John. I'm like, "Oh, I don't think the red light's on." The red light's not on. We've been doing this episode, and so unfortunately, this has happened to us a couple times.
We're not going to say which episode it was.
Yes. It's happened a couple times. If you ever see like a glitch in an episode where part of the episode's cut off and you see us like in different positions, that means we kind of edited
beer cans on our
Yes. So, unfortunately, it's happened a couple times. We make it work. Most people haven't. I don't think anyone's ever pointed out that they noticed anything.
No one commented?
In that episode, I didn't notice.
So it's funny because we find ourselves actually having the same exact conversation again.
We try anyway.
So if you ever see me kind of laughing a little bit because I'm like, we're just talking exactly what we just said and doing it all over again.
And what's funny is that episode we drank the beer. And we only had one can of it, so we refilled it with a different beer that looked like it.
Yes.
We pretended we were drinking.
One was a little higher.
Yes, so we won't tell you which episode it was, but we remembered how it tasted, so we knew all the notes.
And that's the second time that happened. Remember the first time it happened? I came over on a weeknight in a brunch, and Ken had tape on the bar. He watched the video, and he taped up the bar where everything was. We had the can on a piece of tape. My glass was on a piece of tape.
Commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't fun. And sometimes it can
It
could be a little stressful.
I do feel bad a little bit sometimes. Ken does put in a lot of time.
He puts in a lot of time.
Lately, I have been because I just recently started uploading things in 4K the last couple episodes.
So now you can see the pimples on my face.
Yeah.
Or the gray hairs on my beard.
So,
but there's times where I'm like, Ken, I can't listen to it on Spotify. What the hell's going on? You're like, dude, give me some time.
Yeah.
We need to figure out how to put this onto Apple Music Play, I think.
Yeah. There's a lot we still need to figure out. So I try to leave that to John, some of that technical things. He wants to do the TikTok thing.
I'll figure it out.
All that
I started a TikTok account for us. I just don't know how to make a video.
I don't know much about that stuff.
What's your, one of your funniest things here?
Is shitting on the highway story? Or?
I think it's, what?
Well, my, I don't know how, I guess because I reposted it. And a bunch of my softball guys got wind of it. Like, Jay's famous. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, he has a podcast. So all my teammates watched it, and they were like, that story was hilarious. And I don't know. I think that's some of the stories that we, together or by ourselves that we share.
We're very open with the stories that we tell.
We're pretty open. But I think another interesting thing, which I have to point out, too, as well, if you ever watched the Poor Man's Poison episode, we did a lot of editing. And that not
you and Dustin did.
Actually, Dustin did all the editing for the most part, and then I did some editing. And you see some things where we're not reacting to jokes, and we're not reacting to certain things. Is because we were doing it over FaceTime with the guys. So if you watch that episode, you see an iPad right there, and we're FaceTiming. The connection was spotty at times.
It kept going off,
And you'll see us.
Know. No, you weren't invited.
You'll see us reacting.
I think they were scared I was going to say something bad to them.
Not them.
They're great music.
They didn't know you.
So, you'll see us.
The next beer is...
no, keep going.
So you'll see us reacting to things and them not reacting and vice versa. And it almost, at some points, I think with the editing, John came out rude a little bit. Someone would say something funny, and John would be like, yeah. So
That is pretty
we
funny.
even had a part where it said like glitch.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
wanted to make sure they knew.
And
that
it wasn't because John was trying to be rude.
No,
it's just the way it
It was
works
like, my
out.
dog just started. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, we didn't hear him. Yeah.
I do have to say, the Poor Man's Poison episode was probably one of the highlights of my life. That was
I'm glad I was
friggin'
there.
awesome. I enjoyed every minute of that. I felt like for a minute there we were real like podcasting celebrities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was really cool, and I would love to do it again.
Yes,
Those
we may
guys
have something
are
in
so
store.
We gotta
Yeah.
go out there sometime.
Yeah, we
I would go out there. Like
Will you
I
get
told
on a plane?
I would go out on a plane just to meet those guys.
Yeah.
Let's do it. When are we going? May?
Like
April?
Ken was about to say, we may have something cool.
We may.
Coming
We'll
in
see.
season
We may do something else. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. And kudos to them, because obviously, as you guys know, you can see in our entrance opening monologue
Yeah,
or opening
they
segment,
created the music.
Ken writes "Thank you PNP." That's "Thank you Poor Man's
You
Poison."
see TYPMP in our intro. If you're ever wondering what that is, it's saying thank you to Poor Man's Poison for creating that
Yeah.
for us.
So I actually like that you were like, can you do a little whatever you did?
I didn't think they would do it.
Yeah,
And they're
yeah.
like, you just did the song.
John actually is the one who said it. Can you? Would you guys be?
Yeah.
Want
I mean, the video, the opening music we were using was copyrighted, so we couldn't use it anymore. Well, we could. It'd be copyrighted. We would never ever be able. Not that we're making money anyway. We'd never be able to in the
Yeah.
future. So Dustin was like, "Oh, we'll do it." We brought it up during the show, and the guys were like, "Yeah, we'll do it."
But I liked how they took the little
But
outtake that
Ken goes,
did.
"Yeah, I want a little shoot about your
shoot it up, Shabba.
and that's him. If you're too stupid to realize that's Ken.
Yeah, I would
That's
say
Ken and Poor Man's Poison.
I
We
am,
call them the guys.
I
They're one
am
of us.
a professional singer now.
Yeah, shoot about your
I am one of the singers on Poor Man's Poison as well.
You going
so-
out there to record with them?
My kids walk around the house going, shoot about your
Actually, I'm not, but that would be pretty cool if I
Yeah.
was. But yes, that was awesome that they did that. And
Like I said, when I refer to them, I call them the guys because I feel like we're all
yeah,
friends.
yeah,
We do.
I will. Me and Dustin will text here and there, talk bourbon.
I was nervous. I was going to Washington D.C. the next day, and it was like a nor'easter outside. It
Remember
was
that.
pouring, and it was like they were on West Coast time, so we started at 9:00 at night because there it was like 6 p.m. for
Yeah.
them. And I'm like,
We weren't going to complain.
I was
We're
like, but I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm
Yeah.
going to drink all this. I got to be up at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
And we were both so nervous.
I know.
And, it wound up. It was just
I was really nervous.
It was just a bunch of guys shooting the shit.
Especially John was a newer fan at the time. I've been a fan for quite a bit of time before that. Getting everyone on, like telling all my friends, listen to these guys, these guys are awesome.
If we could do it again, there's so much more I'd want to talk about.
Yes, and we've been getting that. We've got a lot of people say, "Oh, we want to hear more about the band. Why are you talking about beers and everything?" And why are you talking
I'll
about?
stay home.
And
Maybe you can come next time.
a lot.
Literally?
Jay doesn't understand. He is a guest on the show because he didn't want to start the podcast with us.
So I was punished.
And Poor Man's Poison were guests on our show, so we can have a guest with a guest,
Right.
can we? No.
And also the issue was we were
Swishy.
FaceTiming through a laptop.
Yes.
So me and Ken were shoulder to shoulder.
Yes, we were sitting. If you ever wonder why we were sitting so close, it's because we were trying to get the FaceTime where we can actually see the
I thought you
guys.
guys liked each other.
We did.
We did,
Our hands
but-
were on our laps the whole time.
But yeah, it was a blast.
Yeah.
Well, cheers to them.
Cheers to
Let's,
them.
do
Thank
this
you,
next
Poor Man's
beer.
Poison, for doing that.
Yes.
And, that's our most watched episode ever. We're over 3,000 views.
Yeah,
And it
and
keeps
that's
going up.
that's going to keep going up.
Thank you, guys.
Definitely. And
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys doing for this. You don't
100%.
realize what that means for us.
And Jay, we appreciate you for picking out your favorite brewery and beer. What you got?
So I got a Tired Hands Alien Church. I was trying to look for the percentage of alcohol.
I don't think it's on there. I feel like
Yeah,
the
I
last
feel like
time
we've
we
done
did
this
that, it wasn't
before.
there.
Oh yeah, remember that's when I said they had CBD in it? Which
Yes,
I'm not
yes.
sure that
Yeah.
that's true.
So we have we have done some of these on our show before, but because it's an anniversary edition, we're bringing some back.
I love this beer. I can drink it like
Yeah, absolutely. This
Every
is
day.
this is probably their staple, right, Jay?
yes.
Right? Yeah, this is
I mean,
there.
it's just I'll go there. I'll just buy a case of it just because it's so good, just so I can drink it. I don't know. I think it's a good beer.
And that one's been in the fridge for a hot minute. So, and that is just still tasting pretty damn good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
You know what? I joke around. I think this is the first time our beer dealer.
There's no...
There's no Dom beers, but Dom is known in our community as like Monkish Dom.
Monkish
Because we
Dom.
like.
Well, I might have to correct you on that. That Root and Branch is
Yeah,
all
there's
Dom
a
right
beer
there.
from
Oh, that's
there.
that's when we went. No.
Wait, which one is that?
Hold on. No, that's from Dom. But
Dom
anyway.
went to Root and Branch.
Oh,
I think that's
Dom
what
always
she
has
I
a
call
hit in this.
Dom Monkish
I wish
Dom.
we should have had Dom. Dom doesn't want to be on air with us, but
He said he would come and drink, though.
So listen, I met up with Dom when we did last week. I told you about our Bolero, the Seed Club.
yeah.
I met up with Dom there at Bolero. We hung out for quite a while.
Was it
and,
scheduled or just random?
We did talk to each
Oh,
other
wow.
and say we were going to both be there and look out for each other, and we text each other. And I asked him, I said, Dom, do you mind if we call you our beer dealer? Because that sounds kind of freaking weird. And he's like, no, I love it, that's fine. So he says he doesn't like to be on video, but he will definitely sit here, and maybe you'll see his
But if you catch the episode with Beer
Yeah,
Girl
he's in
Melissa,
on.
you got a little bit of...
Oh, Dom in the
He
background?
turns his
Yeah,
back.
little Dom. I thought you did. Oh, no, was that the...
No, Root and Branch.
No, that was her. It was her clip that had Dom. But I do have Dom in the background at Root and Branch, like Jay just said, yes.
Talking to some random guy who
Yes.
probably knows, because Jay knew everything.
Yes. Sorry, Dom. I just called you out, buddy.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Cheers.
And then, well, I'll tell you another cool story is the following weekend I met up with Dom at Ghost Hawk, which was a coincidence. We didn't meet it.
Besties.
We didn't like plan it. We met up there, and he was talking to a couple people he knew. There was a couple of ladies that I guess he played hockey with at the bar, and one of them was she listens. She's like, oh, you're the podcast guy. And she asked Dom, she's like, you do the podcast? He's like, no, it's him. She's like, oh, you're the podcast guy. She's like, I listen, I watch. I was like, cool. And then the other
That's
girl
good.
she was with was like, I want to know. Like, tell me what it is. And and it was pretty cool that it was like I went out and there was like a fan there. You know what I mean? Like, it was
Yeah.
cool. You know, a subscriber, a fan, whatever.
The one thing I was starting to say is, like, when I think of John, even though we're drinking at Equilibrium and you love Equilibrium, like, I think of you as Brick City.
Brick City's my spot.
So,
Brick City's
like,
my spot.
I was saying Dom, he's like Monkish Dom because he always gets the beer from California and he gets a lot.
Yeah, Monkish Dom. But I think
Dom
it's
started calling me Alien Church J because
Yeah.
I just like this beer so much.
And I
What
used to
would you
get
be?
Equilibrium. I used to get
EQ?
yeah, because I was really who brought Equilibrium in the
Photon?
beginning.
yeah, you did.
Yeah, that was
Photon's what we played beer pong with. That
yeah,
at your house.
Photon. Yeah.
Yeah, people would laugh that we didn't use like Coors Light. We're
Yeah.
playing
Now
beer
I'm glad.
pong
I'm
with
glad you did bring
Photon.
that up
Oh,
because
sorry.
I know it's the anniversary show, but
we decided to do the anniversary show. We didn't pre-plan how we wanted to do it. You know,
No.
we're spur of the moment guys. We don't plan for weeks what we're going to do.
We do our outline before the show. In this episode, we said, let's just screw it. Let's just
Right.
roll with it.
Now, I like to bring beers over and store them in Ken's fridge, and I did not have any Brick City beers. And if I were to redo this over, Brick City would probably be up there. That's my spot.
Yeah.
Not because of the beer, but because of the place. It's close to me. It's got a soft spot in my heart. And Brick City's my spot.
Yes. Not a hard spot. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I am going to jump into Russell.
Already?
You think? I'm going to keep drinking my beer in this, but I'm kind of keep eyeing
start
it. I wanna
talking
have
about
it.
it. Talk
Okay,
about
here's the deal, people. I've actually never had Russell's 13 before, but I am a huge fan of the Russell's Private Barrel, Single Barrel Select. Basically,
Is that sticker coming off a little bit? Is that why he's going to open it? Because it's damaged?
oh, that one keeps peeling off. They all I have a couple, and they all keep doing that. This is usually my go-to right here.
Was that a picture of you on the side?
No, that's Jeremy.
Oh, we
from
had that. I
Somerville.
remember that
Yeah.
episode. I remember that episode.
So this is what I would normally. This
Somerville
is like an
Crusaders?
all-time go-to for me. It's a Russell's Reserve Private Barrel Selection, single barrel, 110 proof. Awesome. Love this stuff. But because it's the anniversary edition, I said, you know what? I want to do something special for the anniversary podcast, and that's why I said, you know what?
That's like a $500 bottle right there.
$550,
Um,
$825 on the secondary market.
that's wishful thinking. No, it's more like $4. But still, I'm like, you know what? I think it's a good time to do it. I love the Russells I just showed you guys that Private Barrel so much.
And John, I'd really like to get your opinion, like, say, you know, someone paid secondary for it, which you usually don't want to, but I want to know, is it worth it as opposed to your small batch? Because the Michters 10 is probably in between, you know, like the prices kind of go up.
Well, sometimes I'm afraid to be honest with you guys. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
If you don't like, I've tried expensive stuff. I'm like, I don't like this. That's what you should say.
That's how I am with wine. Like I'm more of a cheap wine type of guy. If it's under $10, it's delicious. If it's over $10, it's overpriced.
So like you're not a Camus guy.
I don't know what that is.
No. It's like an $80 bottle.
Yeah.
What guy?
Camus? Is that like a
Camus?
Camus?
Camus. C-A-Y-N-E-S. No?
Not
It's
yet.
pretty popular.
Whenever I get the
I spilled something.
whenever I get a little trippings
Aftershave.
on the side, I go like that.
Does it smell like corn and
I
bread?
love this smell. Actually, we should try it with his
Smell like corn
13 year.
and bread.
Dump it in my hand.
In my hand, I want to see what it smells like when I rub it in.
All right. So we're doing a Russell's 13 right now.
Smell this thing.
This is dark.
Ooh, I smell the burn. It got into my.
Oh, no. What are you getting on that?
Burn.
I'm getting fig, man. I'm getting some kind of...
My nose hairs came out.
No, I'm not
A
getting
little
fig.
bit,
How
right?
do you smell fig?
I love fig.
Some
Fig don't smell like anything.
Yeah, it does. That's what I'm getting on the nose.
Little getting.
Interesting.
Just cleared my sinuses.
Dried fruit.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, guys. Russell's 13.
Thanks, Russell.
All right, Mr. Russell.
Flavorful. A little heat.
Little heat.
John, God, honest. Too heat? Too much heat?
Not at all.
No. As
So-
smooth as the Michters 10?
It's more flavorful than the Michters, but
Right.
the Michters is smoother than the Russells, if that makes any sense.
No. It makes perfect sense. That's a great
So
analysis.
I will take both bottles home with me, and I will alternate every night.
And check them out a little bit more. No,
That's-
the
that's-
one's lower proof, so that makes perfect sense what you said. You're an expert.
Both of them are better than the one I picked. That I can admit.
Well, thanks for opening that. It's a nice bottle there.
I think it's fantastic.
You like it?
I think
Yeah.
it's really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is.
And I like a higher heat. I like to feel it going down.
I like it, but it's not my favorite expensive.
Is it
bottle.
worth the bill? That's the question. I don't think it is.
I don't think
I
it
would
is.
not pay that, no.
Yeah. I didn't pay that, by the way.
Well-
But still.
I'd rather spend, well, I don't know how much the Michters is, we talked about it, but I would
Say $150.
spend the $150 on the Michters as opposed to spending whatever.
$30 on
Yeah.
Fighting Cock.
15,
Yes.
14.
But keep this in mind,
$14.
fellas. Here's the thing.
Really?
That's the only reason why
Oh,
I
wow.
bought it is $14.99.
Here's the thing. We've had two bourbons before this. We've had a few cans of beer, or a couple cans of beer. We're doing this kind of towards the end. Our palate's all over the place at the moment.
We get a line of Coke
Yeah, Coke.
That was before.
off Jay's ass.
Yes, smells kind of funny. But, so I want to give it. It's first and foremost. It's unbelievable. It's very good. But I would love to try this again. First bourbon I have of the night or
It's
something,
good.
and do it like that. Just because our palates are a little bit,
Well, now that it's cracked open, we can do it on a future episode.
Yes, we can.
Could we get samples to go home?
Mm-mm.
Pour in my hand.
You know,
Ziploc
who
bag.
makes that?
Russell's.
Russell's?
Russell.
Wild Turkey.
It's not Russell.
Who is Russell?
Jimmy Russell?
Who's the most popular Russell you know?
Russell Cage? No, not Russell Cage. Russell. Let's see, Russell Cage.
When I hear
Russell Crowe, I meant to say Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe? Well, maybe.
Yeah.
When I hear Russell, I think of Stripes with Bill Murray. Russell. Harold Ramis' character. Russell.
I don't think of any.
Anyway, happy anniversary. Jay, what is your favorite part for being on the show? When you come on, no, but I mean, like, when you come on, do you still get, like, nervous? Like, do you like coming
Jay
on?
gets nervous. I always notice he gets the jitters before we hit record.
Like, are you used to being here? Do you want to be, do you wish in the back of your head, like, I want to be there every episode?
No, I don't want to be here.
Do you like being the guest and Spotty, right?
I
Because
want
it's
to lay
more
on my
special.
couch. Oh, wait, what?
Is it more special to be a guest as opposed to really being, like...
Yes, that's funny because that's different for you. You made every episode besides I think you were sick, right? And I
You
had to
filled in
fill
for me
in
when I
for
was
you.
sick, yeah.
John
I had the
I think you had a little.
coronavirus.
but I-
John was actually a little jelly.
I was.
He was a little jelly. He told me, he's like, I'm going to admit, Ken.
When he watched,
I
he's like,
didn't
I want to
like-
talk about sports and
He's like,
betting and
he's like,
fantasy.
I didn't like not being there. I was kind of pissed off.
I was. I'm not gonna lie. Not that I was gonna do. I'm glad you were the one that filled
We
in.
needed him, yeah, to fill in. Yeah.
I was almost watching it. And I was like, God damn! Like,
Well, you wanted to talk about certain. I remember you said like, oh, like I really want to talk about like I forget what it was, but
yeah, you
something
guys
like
talked about
baseball
cool
related.
stuff that day. Ken finally talked about sports on the day that I was sick.
And you're like, I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, I even have notes on my phone. They're like, I'm going to respond to what they talked about.
And I was very grateful.
Should've commented.
We were both very grateful that Jay was able to fill in.
100%.
Yeah.
Because for me not to show up, I'm sick.
Yeah.
With the vids.
As a bit, yeah.
The Rona.
I came here with a goddamn concussion.
That's true.
The day after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in bad shape.
No, you didn't come.
Oh no,
after.
it was
That's you can tell you had a concussion.
Yeah.
You don't remember.
Yeah.
He came a few days after because
A few days after.
I go to John. I'm like, John, you gonna make it? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, probably. Maybe.
So I've
And he's
watched.
like, I had a concussion, and I'm like, John, maybe you should stay home. We can figure this out. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
You're like, well, I passed out. Like, I should stay home.
Yeah.
But
A couple times we filmed like a like in the pocket episode. You know what I mean? Where if we're ever we can't record, like we have one in the pocket.
yeah,
Yes.
I was one.
A spare- a
We went
spare
through that like
episode.
that.
We had a spare, our spare episode.
We went like that.
Which
It
was
was-
next week.
Yeah, it turned out to be
It was.
like right away.
It
We're
was.
like, let's get a spare episode just in case. We'll make it generic. We're
We're
not
making
talking,
something vague.
we won't talk about recent news or anything like that.
Ken, I'm sick. I got a concussion. Can you play the spare episode?
We'll make it work. We'll make it work.
But you really can't do like multiple episodes, like 3 episodes. Like you'd be hammered. Like,
We've done 3 episodes, I think, twice the whole time we've been doing this.
Yeah,
and
that's
the
a
3rd
lot.
episode is always we're pretty
Bad
bad.
shit. And we never remember what we
but
talked
is it
about.
funny though? Like funnier?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's funnier. I don't know at this point if people can even tell when we're
Yes.
2, 3, 4. I don't know.
Yes, full disclosure, we usually record at least 2
2.
episodes.
So the even number episodes were always long.
How
We
was
don't
your
drink to get drunk, but
How is your shirt different?
magic. It's the magic of television.
Yes.
It's the magic.
Yes. This is all digitized on us right
Yeah,
now.
it's- it's-
Yes.
We're gonna have advertisements.
I'm actually
next
naked
week.
right now. There's green screen on me.
Mm-hmm.
Who, besides Jay, let's talk about some of our guests.
Yeah, absolutely. Our probably after Jay, who's probably done the most as a guest, would be Ruben.
Ruben, yeah.
Yeah,
Ruben is a.
He was good. I found all that stuff very interesting. To be honest,
the Freemason.
Listening
Freemason
to him talk
Ruben.
about
Stuff. Freemason Ruben.
Yeah,
I
He's
thought
not
he did a
Ruben
good
Cuban.
job.
it's Freemason
Freemason Ruben now.
I think he stepped in like right away and was comfortable.
Well, Ruben's got that kind of personality where he's
Yeah.
he's a talker.
Very
Yeah.
personable.
Yeah.
He can entertain you one way or another, and he's also been a best friend of mine since we were 8 or so, and
For me and you.
it's been gosh,
BJ.
Before Jay.
Before Jay.
let's just say almost
It always comes down to it.
35 years or so. We've been close friends, and I'm always thankful that it's great to have friends that you've been friends with that long. I mean, John, since high school, John graduated with my brother, and we just always. I was the little brother.
You were the little brother, but I know you since 1993.
Which the funny thing is that we're like
we meshed right away.
only
though.
a couple years apart in age, but yeah.
Right, but even as you being a kid, like,
Mm-hmm.
I listened to the same music as you.
Yeah.
We had a couple, there was some instances
Crossing
where we were,
swords.
And
in the
then,
bathroom.
and Jay, it's been about 15, a little over
17.
15, about 17 years or so.
and I met Jay through Ken.
Yeah.
me and you kind of clicked.
Jay-
because we would,
We had the same stupid humor.
yeah.
Jay, I met through, you were a customer at my first restaurant.
I would come in and
Just
Ken would
customer.
He was
always.
a homeless guy, and Ken would give
I
him
would
bread
just
and
go to
water.
try to pick up some
Right.
food. I used to get a teriyaki chicken sandwich, and Ken would be like, "Just have one drink," and I'm
Have
like,
a beer with
"Alright,
me.
I'll have a
Yeah,
beer."
have a beer with
So
me.
I'll have a beer. He's like, "Come on, you come in all the time. Have a beer." Like every Tuesday night, I think it was, and then all of a sudden, good.
You didn't think there was something like
No,
maybe found you attractive?
he's a manly
Yeah,
man.
okay.
He would slide a shot glass. I'm like, "I'm not doing shots." He's like, "No, another beer. It's on the house." And I'm like, so it would turn into like 4 beers.
We used to do the upside down shot glass for free rounds. Yeah.
That's why the business went out, because you gave away.
Yes, I gave away all my beer. I was just too nice. What can I
Your
say?
Oktoberfest were the best. We had
Yeah, I used to
so
have
much fun.
Oktoberfest parties. Yeah,
We'll say Ken knows how to pick out good beers for like the bars, and he knows what he's doing with that stuff.
that was okay. I know a lot more now. I'll say that. A hell of a lot more now.
Imagine if we opened a bar now. We do pretty good, I think.
I would actually do like a bourbon bar or something, something pretty cool.
So who else was on? Me, Ruben.
We've had the Ruben's friend, the professor.
Delgato.
Mario.
He knew his
Mario
stuff.
knew his shit.
Yeah, he was very knowledgeable.
I don't know if he's watched any episodes since, but...
very knowledgeable. We'd like to have him back on, I think, another time.
Was he listening?
Pretty cool.
And the funny part is, I went to high school with his sister.
Really?
I did
and
too.
I found out that
I used to hang out with the sister here and there back in the day, we didn't know.
I was like, what's your last
The
name?
crazy thing is that
And I was like, oh my god.
Ruben used to hang out with his sister too. He didn't know that was his sister. That was his friend. He brought his friend here.
I bowled with his father.
Yeah.
Me and his sister. When I would pick up
Yeah.
my brother from grammar school, he was picking up his sister.
Yeah.
His sister picking up from grammar school.
Is that it though? And then Portland's Poison? Is that all the guests?
I think so. Wow, I thought it was going to be...
I thought there was more.
Who's your favorite guy?
We're gonna have. I haven't met him yet, but John's friend Chris. We're gonna have.
Chris is coming on. Chris
Was your brother on technically?
My brother was in the background.
But Chris was in the clip that you had.
Chris was in the clip at Silk City.
Yeah.
We're going to get him on. He's a big stout guy, and he loves his bourbon. So, yeah, we're going to bring him on in the...
And then we start
home drinking our
and we've had your brother shouting from the background.
My brother was over here,
yeah. So we're working on it. We're going to get more guests on here. We've had some people making appearances like Melissa in that one clip from Beer Girl Melissa.
Beer Girl Melissa,
yeah. So, we're working on it.
I think clips are pretty freaking cool.
We're learning. And once again, if you guys can think of anything new you want us to try, anything different you want us to do, or if you like our format, or you think we should stick to, doing the bourbons first or doing whatever.
Or should we close it at 1 year? That's it. Shut it down.
Shut it down. That's it. We're done.
John Taffer style. Shut it down.
Tap out.
Well, we were always trying to improve. We're always trying to improve the experience for you guys as well. Between how we do lighting in here, how we do our audio on here. Always trying something new. Recently, I put some lights behind the bottles, trying to do some fun stuff here.
And honestly, this is a really cool setup, but Ken's got other cool setups here.
Yeah, we still got to do that. The video.
He's got a sweet corner table back there.
And
it's
like a pub style table
over there. He's got a couch with all his signs. Sorely signed back there.
Speaking of that, John, about being in different locations and things like that, I just thought about this when you mentioned that, because we've talked about, first and foremost, we've talked about filming in other areas of this basement, but moving everything around, the cameras, the equipment, it could be a little bit much. So we haven't done it yet, but the Lake House episode, remember that?
The Lake House episode.
So
we talked about that while I pour our last beer.
Was that flattering for you?
No, not at all.
So John,
would love to redo
our photo from that picture. Look at the Lake House. John has his leg crossed.
Wait,
that's my leg. Folks.
Wait, when I watched that, I go, Ken, did you see the photo? Is that his stomach? It just looked...
No, I promise that was my leg.
If you look at the photo briefly, it looks like it could be John's stomach hanging down. It was just his
chairs were supposedly sliding back when they were the showing on.
As we were filming, the chair, the Adirondack chair,
and it wasn't just that. There was lawnmowers going on in the background. Our friends that were coming to visit walked in on the episode. They were like shouting from the deck or something. We're like, "We're filming, guys! Come on!" So
yeah, but it was fun. It's different to be outside of the norm.
I thought that was funny because Ken was like, "I texted them, told them there's beers inside. We're going to be recording," and they just walking like, "Yo, what's up?"
Like
so
Damien and Frank.
That was another blooper in a way, I guess.
Yeah.
So talk about this beer quick.
So this is our last beer. This is Ken's pick.
This is my pick. Excuse me, but Root Branch has been like one of my new go-tos, where I'm kind of like, damn, they're producing awesome. Like, I don't think they do any lactose in their beers. I mean, if Dom was here right now, I'd be like, thank you, Dom, for always hooking us up with Root and Branch, because anything they've been putting out has been fantastic.
And
they're fairly new.
See it on stores too often.
No, you don't see it.
Are they fairly new though?
So okay,
a couple years.
So yeah, they were gypsy brewing out of Evil Twin,
yeah.
for quite some time. So now they have their own spot. Things are getting crazy. They're just things are getting crazy because they're so hot right now. They're so hot right now. So I would say maybe 6 months ago I wouldn't have put them up here, but just because of how much I've been seeing these guys do and what they've been doing, I'm like, they got to be up here. They have to be up here.
Good stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's cheers to that.
Well, this is Root and Branch. This is grammatical fiction. There's no ABV on the can.
Cheers.
So this is a surprise.
Johnny.
I'm sure it's around probably 8, right?
Let me taste it. 7.6. Has a little smoke.
Yeah, this is really good.
It's good though.
It's and I purposely did one of their
smoke.
A little bit. I've been getting like a little smoky.
I take Jay's comments with a grain of salt because I've heard cabbage, I've heard onions, I've heard smoky.
Vanilla lily.
Vanilla.
Wait, in that episode that didn't air, what was his? One of his comments? The flavor, besides the moose, the caribou thing, which was one of my favorites.
Oh,
is that when we did the moose?
No, we had to. That was yes, the episode we cut out.
What did you say? It was.
I said, "What is it? A deer or something?" I forgot what it was.
Oh,
or a moose. I said, "Is that a moose on it?" And Jay goes, "It's caribou roasting."
Too stupid.
Oh,
I'm like, that is true. And good thing we didn't air that episode because I didn't feel even stupider now. But yeah, it's okay. We can bring it to everyone's attention. That's fine.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it's.
You don't get a little smoke taste on the back end?
No.
At all?
No.
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 I get a good, solid beer.
I don't know what that tastes. Licorice?
You're getting farther and farther.
Yeah.
What do you get?
Tastes like a beer. Smells like a beer.
I get the citrus. I get some citrus in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I get it's root and branchy.
It's root and branchy.
Root and branchy.
Branchy.
It's a little branchy.
Doesn't matter, guys. It is good. I'm happy that we put that one on there as well. And
yeah, I mean, I hope our show goes farther with the beers that we drink, the bourbon that we drink. Give it to Ken, man. I mean, besides tonight, because we picked our favorite one, and we still have new ones. We're 50 episodes in. We haven't repeated a freaking bourbon, bro.
well, we technically kind of did because it's our anniversary.
Well, tonight,
Doesn't count.
not including tonight.
Yes.
This is a special episode.
Because this is a special episode. We might
picked
not even
those
put a
on
number
purpose.
on this episode. Yeah, I'm
Should
not
we
sure
slow
yet.
clap?
Wayne's World?
No, but Ken puts a lot of work into this.
We've had 50 bourbons that we really have not. Maybe in the beginning because you kept giving me Sazerac every week after week.
Yes.
I was like,
But I was still having other bourbons.
you were having other
Yeah.
bourbons.
Yeah, you always wanted an old
We have
fashioned.
not repeated a bourbon.
And we're not for quite some time. Because
We still have more to go.
I have a lot.
I feel like I drank everything on the wall.
No, there's still a lot. Which is not saying I have bad habits. But anyways. But back to what we were saying, though, everyone, is if there's anything that you think we should do a little bit differently as far as format, as far as maybe our episodes are too long. Maybe you think we should cut things down a little bit. Maybe
I
we
have a
talk too
suggestion.
much. Maybe you think John should dress more provocatively.
Yeah.
I mean,
We
I
should
look
wear
good
a
in
dress.
lipstick.
yes. So if there's anything,
If
You
you want us
think-
to switch it up, do you want us to start with bourbon, end with beer? Topics.
Are
Food.
our
you want us to
topics
try?
boring? Do you like them? Do you think we should talk more about
We're-
politics, even though we try to avoid that most
We're
of the time?
pub suds and grubs are very minimal on this show.
Yes, we try to cut it out because that was another blooper of ours is
yeah.
chewing into the microphone. It's like so that you
Piece
see,
of roast beef on the
yeah,
mic.
you see John and I kind of alternate when we take bites now when we have food on here because but also we know that we have people that watch this show from not only other states but from other countries. So sometimes we do local things. Do you think we should be a little bit more like trying stuff from Europe or trying stuff from the West Coast or trying stuff from
talking about when we eat food and drink from other places in the world. You've been to Ireland. You've been to a lot of different places. Maybe we should.
Absolutely.
So we're going international.
I mean, even Oktoberfest, our plan was to do like some brats and this and that.
Yes.
Which we didn't get to it, but
yeah.
we have people from Belgium, Germany, Sweden, England. There's people watching this show from other parts of the country.
Iran.
Whether or not they just stumbled upon it and they liked and subscribed, they started watching, I don't know, but they're there.
Give us your feedback. If there's anything you think, let us know.
Maybe they thought you were hot.
If you think that we should
You think
show
I'm
more
hot?
skin, I don't know. I feel like this is like a telethon. We're raising money or something.
I got another call.
Whatever you do,
We should
donate.
If there's any celebrities that want to collab with some,
Yeah. But we've done all right tonight. It was an unscripted episode. It's something different for us.
We're way longer than our norm, but
We're
it's
hitting-
okay because it's our anniversary.
It is our anniversary.
Shankers.
I just did.
Yes. Do we curse too much? Do we curse too little?
We cursed too little.
Yeah, we're too good.
Yes, we're not Joe Rogan, but
Do you like it better when Jay's not on the show?
should
or
we
on the
smoke
show?
pot on
Take
the
me off.
episode? You know, like Joe Rogan. We're not Joe Rogan.
Leave
but-
comments, be like, don't bring Jay back. That's fine.
Yes,
If
if Jay's too boring,
if
is his voice not project enough?
Do you guys like the clips we do?
Do you think
Out
there's
and
too
about.
much of a reflection on Jay's glasses? If there's anything that seems off, just let us know.
If you don't like me talking about onions and
Onions,
Cabbage.
Shit on the side of the road?
Yeah.
Shitting on the side of the road.
I think people like that stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, there's one
I
thing
don't
we
think-
know for sure. We love Jay. He's an awesome guest. We like
Love
having
you
him on
guys.
here. He's always a fun time when he's on here. John, shit, bro. We've been doing this for a year now.
I love you, man.
yeah, love you, brother.
You're my family.
We're going to keep doing this. We got a lot of shout outs tonight. Maybe we should start, buddy.
All right, ready? We're going to shout out Equilibrium Beer. We love Equilibrium. We're going to shout out Tired Hands. We love the Alien Church, even though we don't go. We love the Root Branch. We love it. We love it. We love it. That was our number one.
E.H. Taylor, John, awesome.
The
Go
Colonel.
to,
The Colonel.
even though it's a small batch and it's the cheaper one of the ones,
I'm a small batch.
it doesn't mean anything. Just like we threw a old Granddad 114 that goes for $30 a bottle or something. We don't care. We're not going to judge something on the price. We don't mind drinking stuff that's a little more pricey. Hence the Russell's 13. But we're open to whatever. Michters. Damn. My favorite Michters were sitting right here. I haven't had some of their 20-year stuff. I'm sure it's great. But people, don't ever get age confused with good. A lot of times you can have an 18, a 17-year-old bourbon that doesn't taste that great. Sometimes they're sitting in that barrel for way too long. They start tasting a little too oaky. It's just not what you want. I've had 4-year-old bourbons that have been pretty damn good. And Russell's 13, that's a good year. 13 years, not too bad.
Lucky number 13.
Yeah, from Wild Turkey. Guys, I can understand why it's priced the way it is.
It's worth the price.
It's worth
It's worth the price.
the yeah.
It's worth the value. It's worth
I wouldn't say it's worth the secondary value.
No.
But anyway, shout out to those guys, all these three right
Shout
here.
out to Jay, man.
Jay, thanks
coming
for
on
making
with
it to our
us.
anniversary.
pleasure.
We're gonna up his shirt. Look at that. Wonder why. You got Biggie Smalls on there.
Are you Tupac or
Wonder
Biggie?
why Christmas missed us.
we're close.
No,
we're getting
close
there.
to the
We're getting
holidays.
there.
And
We're getting there.
I appreciate you guys having me on.
Season
Love
2.
you guys.
Yeah, dude,
Love you.
we're happy you came here for our anniversary episode, and
You got to come on more.
yeah.
Let's
I love a good threesome.
I feel like a sandwich.
Well,
You
guys,
can be the cream in our Oreo.
happy anniversary!
And happy anniversary.
Guys, congrats.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jay, and cheers. And
Without you guys, there's no us. So
yes, actually, we might still.
yeah, we don't give a shit who watches.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, right.
Peace.